Enigmatic phenomena have haunted humanity throughout history, defying explanations and leaving us with more questions than answers. Unveiling the madness of motion, Europe's dancing plague. Today, Untold Chronicles delves into the bizarre case of the dancing plague, a time when a European town erupted in a mass frenzy of uncontrollable dancing. Section 1. The Madness of Motion. Erupts. Imagine living in 1518 Europe, a continent gripped by fear. Plagues ravaged communities, famines gnawed at bellies, and religious wars threatened to tear nations apart. It was a time of immense hardship, a breeding ground for real and imagined anxieties.
Amidst this atmosphere of despair, a new kind of terror emerged. The dancing plague swept through the city in the heart of Strasbourg, France. Picture the shock and terror when a woman named Frau Sophia inexplicably began dancing uncontrollably in the middle of the marketplace. As one terrified onlooker described it, it was as if a demon had possessed her. She twirled and leaped, her face contorted in a silent scream. Panic rippled through the marketplace as onlookers watched in shock and confusion. Some fled, fearing a contagious illness. Others cried out in prayer, believing it to be a sign of divine wrath. Within days, hundreds more were gripped by the same strange compulsion. They danced for hours on end, some collapsing from exhaustion or even death. This terrifying episode became known as the Dancing Plague of 1518. But it wasn't an isolated incident. Records from the 14th to the 17th centuries tell of similar outbreaks across Europe, from Germany and the Netherlands to Italy. Eyewitness accounts paint a chilling picture of mass hysteria. People danced for hours, some experiencing hallucinations or convulsions. The sight was both terrifying and mesmerizing. However, there were also some differences between outbreaks. The duration varied, with some lasting for weeks and others subsiding within days. The severity of symptoms also differed, with some outbreaks involving more violence or self-harm.
The question remains, what caused this bizarre phenomenon, with both similarities and variations across outbreaks? The social and historical context of the time played a crucial role in how people reacted to the dancing plague. Let's explore these initial reactions and how the anxieties of the era shaped them. Section 2. Unexplained and unnerving. Reactions to the dancing plague. The dancing plague was a terrifying and confusing sight for the people of 1518 Strasbourg. With no scientific understanding of what was happening, their initial reactions were shaped by the social and historical context of the time.
Europe in the 16th century was a period of immense hardship. The Black Death had ravaged the continent just a few generations earlier, leaving a deep-seated fear of disease and divine punishment.
Imagine living in constant fear of plagues, famines, and religious wars. People were desperate to explain the dancing plague, and many turned to supernatural explanations. Eyewitness accounts, like the one from Johann Weyer, a physician of the time, describe how many believed it was a sign of God's wrath or demonic possession. This fear fueled a wave of religious fervor. Religious authorities organized pilgrimages and exorcisms to try and appease God or expel demons. People hoped these rituals would break the curse and stop the dancing. Desperate measures were also taken. Eyewitnesses reported seeing people try to cure the dancers by playing loud music, forcing them to drink liquids, or even whipping them. Sadly, these methods were not only ineffective, but likely worsened the situation. The stress and exhaustion only intensified the dancers' suffering.
The initial public reactions to the dancing plague, fueled by fear and religious beliefs, ultimately failed to stop the phenomenon. Section 3. Modern science offers answers, but not all. While religious beliefs shaped the initial reactions to the dancing plague, modern science offers some alternative explanations for this bizarre phenomenon.
The leading theory today is called mass psychogenic illness. This happens when a group of people experience similar symptoms due to shared stress and anxieties. Imagine the fear and tension people must have felt during these outbreaks. Seeing others dance could have triggered a kind of mass hysteria, with people subconsciously mimicking the behavior to cope with the overwhelming stress.
This theory aligns with the social and historical context of the dancing plagues. The constant fear of disease, war, and religious persecution could have created fertile ground for mass hysteria to take root.
Another theory suggests a potential environmental factor, ergot poisoning. Ergot is a fungus that can grow on rye bread, and it can cause hallucinations and convulsions.
Ergot poisoning could explain some of the symptoms, like the hallucinations and convulsions reported in some outbreaks. However, there's not enough conclusive evidence to say for sure if it was a major cause.
The lack of widespread testing for ergot poisoning in the 16th century makes it difficult to determine its prevalence. Additionally, the symptoms of ergot poisoning can vary depending on the strain and the amount consumed.
Dr. John raises a crucial point. The limitations of historical documentation and the variability of symptoms make it challenging to link ergot poisoning to all dancing plague outbreaks definitively. Section 4. The mystery of spontaneous outbreaks. Another lingering question is the sudden appearance and disappearance of the dancing plague across different regions. Modern science doesn't have a definitive answer, but some possibilities exist.
The spread of rumors and fear during these times could have played a role. News traveled slowly, but stories of the dancing plague could have sparked similar outbreaks in other regions, especially in already stressed communities.
Additionally, environmental factors like seasonal variations in ergot growth could explain the seemingly sporadic nature of the outbreaks.
While the exact triggers remain a mystery, the combination of mass psychogenic illness and potential environmental factors like ergot poisoning offers a more scientific explanation for the dancing plague. Section 5. The legacy of the dancing plague lives on. The dancing plague remains an enigma. While religious beliefs shaped the initial understanding, modern science offers explanations that focus on stress, shared anxieties, and even potential environmental factors. However, the exact cause continues to be debated by scholars and medical professionals, as evidenced in recent documentaries by the BBC. Perhaps the dancing plague's most captivating aspect is its sheer mystery. The lack of definitive answers fuels ongoing research and debate.
The dancing plague serves as a fascinating case study in mass psychogenic illness. By studying these historical events, we can better understand how stress and social anxieties can manifest in unexpected ways.
Additionally, the possibility of ergot poisoning as a contributing factor continues to be investigated. Advances in scientific techniques might one day provide more conclusive evidence.
The dancing plague's legacy extends beyond scientific inquiry. It inspired folklore and storytelling. For example, the Dutch folktale of the dancing saints warns of the dangers of mocking religious figures, while the Pied Piper of Hamelin, with its tale of a mysterious piper leading children away, might have roots in anxieties about mass hysteria and unexplained illness. These stories, passed down through generations, serve as a cultural memory of this strange phenomenon. The dancing plague also captured the imagination of artists. Peter Bruegel, the elder's famous painting, The Triumph of Death, depicts a chaotic scene of death and destruction. Some interpretations suggest the inclusion of dancing figures could be a subtle reference to the phenomenon. Additionally, medical texts from the 16th and 17th centuries often included illustrations of the dancing people, offering a glimpse into how people of the time visualized the phenomenon. Section 6. A reminder of the human experience. Ultimately, the dancing plague serves as a reminder of the human capacity for both rationality and unforeseen collective behavior. This historical enigma compels us to consider the complexities of human psychology and the power of shared experiences. It's a reminder that even in the age of reason, the line between the explainable and the unexplained can sometimes blur. Conclusion. The dancing plague may remain a mystery, but it offers a captivating glimpse into the human experience. It compels us to search for answers, explore history's hidden corners, and appreciate human behavior's complexities. Join us on our next episode as we investigate the chilling presence of the Lyceum Theater ghost. What other historical enigmas would you like us to explore? Let us know in the comments below.